sight to see in the morning. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And today we're back at it with the ZL1, guys, and we're finally going back to the dyno. That is right. We haven't been there since we did the E85, and we've been to the track plenty of times, gotten some really good numbers out of this thing, but it is now finally time to go back to the dyno and see just how much this car is making with the E85. Now, before we get to that, real quick, guys, I do want to give a huge shout out and thank you to each and every one of you guys that subscribe to the channel, that like my videos, and support me in all the stuff that I do with this ZL1. If you haven't and you like the content, make sure you hit the like button, consider subscribing, and hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all the videos, especially on the ZL1. We've been able to go back to the track three different times run very much the same exact times, especially in the weather that we have here in Houston. 3 different hot, humid 2500 plus DA nights, and with the drag pack and the seat out and some tuning, and an intake, we've been able to run consistent 10.3s when the car is cooled down. Obviously, no point in going back and continuing to beat around a dead horse. The car is going to do the same thing it's always doing, unless we had better weather like in the winter, which in the winter, guys, with the colder weathers, the lower humidity, I think this car as it sits would probably be able to run a 9-second quarter mile, which is insane to think about because it really doesn't have much done besides just the tuning and the intake, fueling. And there's cars out here with cams, with ported blowers, with pulleys, and all kinds of other stuff that are struggling to get to that 9-second quarter mile. Car is back on the street trim with, of course, the NT55 R2s, which are great and hook up from a roll. So let's get back to it. We do have the passenger seat in as well. So now we just got to fill up with some E85 mix and head out to Excessive Racing Engines to see what this thing puts down on E85. Well, this is the joy of having to mix E85, guys. I'm here at the gas shell station where I'm gonna fill up just 2 gallons, basically 2 gallons of 93, and then we still got to go to another gas station and fill up with the E85. So yeah, not really liking this mixing thing, but hopefully we get something done to the fuel system so we can run full 85 in the future. Welcome to Excessive Racing Engines, guys, and if you guys haven't followed my channel or are new to the channel, these guys are the ones that did the heads and cam install on my SS, and are the only ones that I would let touch my ZL1 or any future car for that matter. As you guys can see, they work on everything from Fords to GM, so nothing short of what they can do here. And I love coming here. They're local to me. They have a dyno, and that helps me get everything very comparable, very consistent, and look at what different mods do compared to previous stuff on the same dyno. So we'll see what this thing will do on some E60 blend, and to show you guys just how much of a difference it made. Obviously at the track it made a bunch of a difference. I mean, this car went from doing 10.9s, 10.7s to 10.3s, 10.5s. So let's get inside, talk to the guys, and get this thing on the dyno. They also do Dodge here, so pretty much a one-stop shop here at Excessive Racing Engines, guys. And they're always busy, always have something going on. Obviously they specialize a lot in vets. They definitely handle vets and do a lot of the vets here. All right, getting it back on the dyno. So pause the video, comment down below, and put your guesses what you think this car is gonna make. I'm gonna say 575, 580, and a little over 600 to the wheels in torque. So 575, 580 horsepower, and that's like 610 torque. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think it's gonna make. All right, so it made 542 last time and 568 torque. So yeah, I'm gonna still keep with 575, 580, and a little over 600 torque. So there we have it. This thing is still pretty much hot, so this is gonna be our first pull with the car like you would get it on like a normal driving. So we'll get to see just what the car's making while we're driving around town. First run in. Well guys, here you have it. Now max power is 588. That is such a huge improvement just by going to E60, guys. Again, the orange line is our bone stock iced down cool perfect run, 546, 556 torque. Then we ended up making 541 or 542 and about 570 torque with the tune and the intake. And then now, just adding E alone, 588, and this torque number is way off, guys. It definitely did not read that correctly. We were having some issues with the tach sensor. Okay, so right now we're basically, our green line is our new value, and you can see it is so much more above the curve all across the board and just continues smooth all the way to the top. So yeah, I'd say we're definitely making quite a bit of good power with this thing, guys. Now hopefully we can get another run in and try to fix this torque value to see what it's making on torque. This thing is impressive, to say the least, and it goes to show that these engines, guys, these direct injected engines, love E85. Ethanol fuel is their friend. So we need to find out how we can get full E85 on this thing and just keep feeding it the E85 for the rest of its next life in terms of all the mods. What do you guys think of that? 588, not even cooled down, nothing. This car probably, once we ice it down, we're gonna get some ice. We're letting it cool down. We'll ice it down. We probably will be seeing close to that 600 wheel mark and a little over 620, 630 torque, which is insane and awesome to think about, guys, because that is to the wheels on this ZL1 with literally just some tune, E85, and an intake. Let me know, guys, what you guys think of those numbers down below. I can't wait to do the headers, ported blower, upper pulley, and all that, and really see what this thing makes. We're probably going to be hitting that 700 horsepower mark on simple bolt-ons, guys, which is impressive to say the least, and I can't wait to see what it'll do. So I'll catch you guys back up once we've cooled this thing down and ready for the cool down run. Okay, so we got the bag of ice on there. It's not 100% ice down, but it's a lot better than it was when we first got here. It's been sitting for a little while. We're trying on different ground now on that side to try to get us a better RPM tach signal, and hopefully we get to see that 600 horsepower pull. Now that sounded really good. Whoa, 700, is that right? Okay guys, so it is not 700. There was definitely a spike at the very up top here that you'll see, so didn't hit that, but it looks like we're at right around 601. So 600 to the wheels, that is the peak. So this thing just put down 600. That is insane. And guys, right there you see the torque kind of smoothed out. Obviously it falls off at the top end, but 616 torque. So this thing made 600, 616 torque. That's pretty damn awesome. So we've already got our 600 horsepower pass, 616 torque. We're gonna go ahead and do another one right back to back, guys, just to show you guys how much it loses from doing another pull right back to back. Obviously the car is a little hotter and it only had a few minutes to cool down with the bag of ice on top. So there you have it. As you can see, 592, guys. So that run, 592, it actually lost about 8 horsepower, give or take. And you can see that it's just not making, obviously, that's what heat soak will do to you guys. Once this thing gets hot, it does not run as good as it's supposed to, or as good as it can run, and you get that. And torque wise, pretty much identical as you see here, 616, 681, 616 for 616. So torque wise, we're at 616 pound-feet of torque, and horsepower right at 600, 590, 600, which is pretty darn awesome. Okay, so obviously it did not make 700. That was kind of a blip, but here we can zoom in. You'll see 601 horsepower, whereas before it was at 601, whereas before it was at 531. So almost 70 horsepower gain in that range with the E85. And across the board, you can just see the car just gained tremendously with E85, which is amazing. And in terms of torque, we went from 546 to 615. That is some impressive numbers, guys. Well, guys, what did you think of that? That is insane. We have a legit 600 wheel horsepower ZL1 and with 616 pound-feet of torque to match. That is pretty impressive, and goes to show that some ethanol in your life is definitely worth it. So if you have considered or thinking about going with E85, definitely make the switch, get that fuel sensor, and get tuned for it, especially if you have availability around your area. And again, I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to everyone here at Excessive Racing Engines. They have treated me well from the very beginning, and just like they treat me, they treat all of their customers. So if you got a car like a Vet or anything that you want to get worked on, even Hellcats, Hemis, Ford 5.0s, GT500s, anything, these guys can definitely get that done for you guys and make sure that you have one of the best experiences that I've ever had at a shop. So with that being said, guys, I'm super happy with those numbers. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think of those numbers, and let me know what you guys think I should be doing next. Give me some ideas, comments on videos of what we can do. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.